Hello there, and welcome back to another episode. We're gonna go over here to Torbrook, and then we're gonna move away over to Wackenstein. Actually, you know what? We're gonna head to Wackenstein right now. I changed my mind. I don't want to head over to that orc encampment. I don't trust it. I don't like it. They've had time to set up shop, and I don't want what they're trying to sell me. That's why we're going to Wackenstein.
You discover some ancient ruins and an orc camp in a gorge. A small group of Bognalim is moving between tents, piles of rubbish and cages. In one of the cages, you think you can make out some movement.
Well, I don't like that, but we'll charge in. Why not? We can do that. Not an issue for me. We've got to become stronger before we can go through any type of orc encampment. Oh, here we
Coming
go.
out the holes. You there, my bag! Over there! Quick! You'll have to smoke them out!
I can do that. I'm gonna bring in you, Boendil. I feel like my normal crew would be quite beneficial here. Yeah, you're joining me. We could change it up a little bit though. Alright, you've got a flamethrower. I'm not gonna bring you right now. We could try you out. No. We'll bring Geralda. She's kind of creepy, a little bit moody. But we'll bring her in as well. And then Bavragor. Okay, we have our party. Now, you're gonna move over here. Boendil, you're gonna jump right over here right now. That way you can grab the grenades.
Throw them into the holes. That ought to stop the little beasts.
Okay, you have them now. Now we can go throw grenades at various locations. Boendil, as you can tell, is very apt at doing that, and quickly too. They can get away from me. They're not even an issue because of it. Alright, so one came from over here. Another one gone. One more hole. Way over here. Not an issue. And we got them all. Now we only need to kill them. Otherwise, that could have been an issue. We've killed so many already. Have an earthquake. He jumped in the air and died. Lovely. I like killing them. Well, my bad, Boendil. What an accident, kind of. You consider their relationship. I'm telling you, if they make a sequel, in terms of a game, they have a sequel for books, sure. But if they make a sequel for the games, I won't mind that at all. I will be more than happy to enjoy that. It's been a fantastic and unique experience for me.
Of course. Don't take it personally. Yeah, why not?
I don't know, you might have to.
Yes.
What do you have?
Disappointing.
And we won.
Very impressive, I must say. Let me out, my friends.
I suppose I can. Who's leveled up? Oh, quite a few of you. Good. We needed that. Acid Cloud for damage, or over here, a stun. I like that much more. Utility, my friend. Assassination, that is a lot of damage. I do like Ring of Death, but come on, 3,400 damage? That is incredible. She's incredible. There we are. And over here, nothing for you, my friend. Not yet. More provisions, a large healing potion, more gold, and a ivory figurine. Now we get to look around. What do we have around here? Oh, hello. I'll take that. Yeah, there's supposed to be like a pass. I mean, oh,
Dried herb.
I see it. There's gotta be like a way to make that move then, because if you look at it, there's an entrance right there. I feel like we could climb in there, but whatever. Let's go have a chat.
Oh, thank you. Have you seen Helga? Helga? Helga! Where are you?
Alright, we should have a talk about Helga.
I am Tungdil Goldhand. These are my companions Boendil, Boendal, Rodario, Fergus and Namora, Bavragor and Goimgar.
Have you seen Helga?
No, we haven't. If you don't mind me asking, what is your name?
Call me Henson and drop the pleasantries.
If I may, who is this Helga?
Helga? Where?
I don't know. I just wanted to know.
Helga is my wife. Didn't I mention that? We came here together, but then the orcs came and she was gone. Do you think she might have gone home? Helga!
You have a dark notion of what might have happened to Helga. But as you have no proof, you'd rather say nothing.
If you see her, you'll let me know, right?
I wanted to thank you. Your grenades really helped us.
Grenades? Oh, yeah, no problem. I used them to break up boulders, but I ended up attracting these pests. Who was to know there are Bognalim around here? And as if that weren't bad enough, along came the orcs and took my ox skull. Gosh! And Helga, where is Helga?
What brings you to these parts, Henson? It's not exactly the nicest of places.
Aren't you here for the festival? The unbelievable Wackenstein festival? My wife and I desperately wanted to see it for ourselves. The blind guardian, the statue over there, is the key. He calls people from far and wide to the festival. I finally found some information in the archives of Virunciensis as to how the guardian is activated.
Do you know anything about a secret passage through the mountains?
Secret passage? No, can't say I do. But they say that when the blind guardian awakens, then people will come to the festival from all corners of the world. Maybe they'll come from the mountains too.
So what have you found out about the festival, Henson?
You see that statue? That's the blind guardian. You could call him the patron saint of Wackenstein. They say that when the festival begins, then the revellers heed his call from all corners of the earth. According to my research, we need 3 things to start the festival. A burning ox skull, the fire-eater bell, and vervain. I actually had it all, but, well, then the orcs came.
It should be easy to find an ox's skull. All we have to do is find a butcher.
Oh, it can't just be any old ox skull. It needs special decorations and engravings. Took me weeks to prepare that skull. Then the orcs came and took it. Must have thought it had some value.
So, we've got to hunt down an army of orcs. Boindale will like that. What do we do with the skull when we've got it?
Oh, that's simple. The ox skull must be set on fire.
You're not sure what kind of celebration needs a burning ox skull, but the mission doesn't sound too difficult.
Where will we find the fire-eater bell, and what kind of a name is that anyway?
Virunciensis. I tracked you down to a collector who lives outside the city in an estate on the south wall. According to the legend, the bell was mounted in a black tower. The tower caught fire. The bell fell down and smothered the source of the fire. Now, I'm sure you can work out the rest. The ringing of the bell opens the way for the blazing fire in our souls. At least that's what is written.
Virunciensis. So what are we waiting for? We'll visit the collector and...
It would be best if you went without me. I have some things to prepare here.
Vervain, doesn't that grow in Ergon? It's a hell of a long way from here.
Ha! Don't worry. I have a bag, where, just a minute. It's gone.
Is this what you're looking for?
Oh, yes! Yeah, there it is. Oh, I thought I lost it.
You did lose it. See you later, Henson.
Let me know if you see Helga.
I will, but I doubt it. But I will. Kind of an odd guy, for sure.
If I've understood correctly, the ox skull is to be burned on this stack of wood.
Yeah, probably. Okay, let's go now. We've got a mission. I'm glad I went a different way. We have a different puzzle to handle, different situation, which is not an issue. So we'll relocate. Could go to that town.
As on the previous evening,
She followed Boindale.
Shoot, I didn't mean to do that.
We tried to talk her out of it, but she was as unyielding as a mountain. Then came the day when the High Pass was attacked.
Bavragor drinks from his liquor.
He killed her. Blinded by the frenzy of battle, he thought she was one of the enemy. I can never forgive him. He killed my sister. Could you?
You inevitably remember the loss of Lot Yonan, Frala, and her children. You remain sitting in silence, each of you deep in thought. Boendal approaches, having either heard you or guessing what you are talking about.
His fierce life forge is a curse. He thought the orcs had robbed him of his love, and the ire came over him. Sometimes he calls her name in his dreams. Oh, he'd never admit it, but he suffers just like Bavragor. He too loved her.
The stonemason doesn't react, so you and Boendal go back to the others by the fire.
Okay, yeah, my bad. But yeah, he was just saying, hey, you wanted to hear about that story. Let's go over here. And then over to that village.
A two-story tavern sits on the corner of a crossroads. The snow around the building has been cleared away, and a warm light is coming from inside. The sign above the door reads, Minstrel Castle.
Minstrel Castle? That sounds promising.
The old building has nothing in common with a castle. It seems rather nondescript. A simple tavern for simple people.
Finally! Time for ale! My throat is completely parched.
As much as I hate agreeing with you, I too can hardly wait.
You enter the tavern with Bavragor and Boindil in front. On first impression, the interior is as inconspicuous as the outside. But when you take a closer look, you spot a couple of paintings of minstrels in front of a castle, a small stage that, judging by the dust, is only very rarely used, and a lute hanging on the wall behind the bar. There are not very many guests on the ground floor, perhaps a dozen, and most of them belong to a group of mercenaries who have retreated into the far corner. You sit at a table, and after a while you are brought the ale that Boindil has ordered. You go to the bar where the landlady is working and sit on a stool. The landlady, a stout, middle-aged woman with long hair tied in a ponytail, looks up briefly but says nothing.
Say, why is the tavern called Minstrel Castle? It doesn't look much like a castle.
Oh, you don't know the legend, dwarf.
One of the guests next to you at the bar takes up your question.
There was a castle here once. No one knows its name anymore, so everyone just calls it Minstrel Castle. Once upon a time a king lived in that castle. He had many subjects and an enchanting queen. But one day a young minstrel came along and sang of wonderful far-off lands, and the subjects began to complain about their own lives. So the king sent for the singer to hear for himself. He came and sang a wonderful love song, and the king began to be scared. He thought that the minstrel wanted to steal away his queen. Without flinching, he drew his sword and struck the boy down. His father heard of this. He was himself a singer. And so he went to the king and played a terrible song, a curse. The king was to vanish in silence, and no one was to remember his name.
And that's what happened. No one remembers the name of the king or his castle. Make of it what you will. The story's certainly well known enough in the area to give Arin its name.
Alright, we're gonna pick up food. Over here's a talisman of steady battle. Auto attack damage will go up. I like that. I'm gonna take that and food. That will be sufficient. I'm gonna have my rings, 2 of them. And then, where's it at? The figurine. I don't need that. Confirm.
You
Let's
nod
go.
at the landlady as you slip off the bar stool, and she nods back. Bavragor and Boindil, who are absorbed in a drinking competition, have to be practically dragged out of the tavern. But in the end, you are able to continue your journey.
Okay. We'll keep on moving.
You arrive at an empty jetty on Lake Anteria. You can see several fishing boats on the lake, and there's a small village on the other shore.
Ah, Polbrook. What an idyllic little place. And then there's the miller's daughter.
Hey there! Would you be able to ferry us over to the other side?
At first, you think the fisherman hasn't heard you, but then he turns around and heads towards the shore. When the boat has almost reached you, the fisherman calls back.
Dwarves, are you lost?
Oh well, whatever.
I am Samuel. If you wish to cross, it'll cost you. Food for 10 days or 20 gold, whichever you prefer.
You give Samuel the gold, and after a long discussion with the dwarves in the group, you follow him onto the boat. The dwarves literally leap out of the boat as soon as you reach dry land.
We could have died. I hope it was worthwhile, Scholar.
Okay, let's go over here. The orc horde I'll probably come back for, but we need to head up there.
In the middle of the path in front of you, you see an upended wagon. But neither draft animals nor owner are in sight. You approach carefully, but still can't make anything out from close up, apart from a few arrows sticking into the side of the wagon.
Perhaps we should.
Before you can finish what you're saying, the screams of a woman come from the nearby woods. Namora disappears into the forest and returns after a short while.
A woman and 2 men are in a small clearing and 5 archers in the forest. I'm sure you can work out what that means.
Namora, keep your eyes on the archers. Everyone else, prepare yourselves for a fight.
Without any particular urgency, you approach the thieves. In the clearing, the woman is still pretending she's being threatened by the 2 men.
Enough of the acting. We know what's going on. The 5 archers can come out now too if they want.
The men in front of you are clearly confused.
Yeah, wait a minute. Give us your provisions and gold and,
Don't bother.
The woman has stood up and stands in front of the men.
We'll just take what we need. Grab them!
As she draws her sword, the 2 men charge and several arrows come flying out of the forest. A number of the arrows reach their target, and not all of them bounce off your armor. The quicker of the 2 men in the clearing has in the meantime almost reached you, and seems to be weighing up his options. But before he can decide, Boindil charges towards him. Boindil's axes gouge into the man's shoulders, and he wrenches him from his feet with the force of the attack. The other man and the woman stare at you in shock, turn around and run away from you and into the forest. The arrow fire also stops abruptly.
They're running away!
Namora follows the thieves, while you wait in the clearing. As evening approaches, a figure appears next to you from out of the darkness.
Namora!
Fergus jumps up, and moments later has embraced her tightly.
Were you able to find out anything?
They didn't detect me and led me straight to their hideout. I can show you. It's a cave some miles from the path. Almost 4 dozen people, men, women and children.
You nod. You have tracked down the thieves' hideout.
Let's go over here now.
You can make out a cave in the bank of a dried-out riverbed, with several small fires burning in it. You don't see any guards, so you approach carefully. Men and women jump as they notice you. There is terror written in their emaciated faces. When a little girl screams and runs away from you, the whole camp is alerted, and a group of men and women step out of the cave.
Who are you?
The man resembles Tavia. His face too tells of a struggle between defiant determination and fatigue and resignation.
I am Gerald, Tavia's brother. I led these people here from Tabayin.
You look around you. You guess there are about 10 families, less than 50 people. Half of them are children and youths.
Your people had no chance of throwing us off. As soon as Namora was on their heels, they had already lost.
What about Tavia? Where is she?
Tavia was caught and is locked up in Seaton.
She can be glad they didn't just hang her from the nearest tree. I did warn her.
Gerald tries but fails to completely hide his worry.
Tavia went to Seaton on her own initiative.
Our gold was gone and our supplies were dwindling, despite being on half rations. I said we should just take what we need if no one is going to help us, but my sister wouldn't have anything to do with it. She took the wedding jewelry from our village, the most valuable thing we had with us, and sold it without my knowing. She then took this money and went to Seaton with several men. I was completely beside myself when I heard about it, but then they came back with food and grain and I thought they had really done it.
He laughs cheerlessly and shakes his head.
For a few minutes we thought we were saved.
What's wrong with the grain from Seaton?
We thought we finally had a change of luck for the better. We were praying for a new start, and then we discovered that most of the grain was rotten and unusable. They'd been ripped off by the bloody steward. We all got together and discussed what was to be done. The majority was in favour of going to Seaton and taking what was due, at any price. The next morning, Tavia disappeared. It was clear to me that she had returned to Seaton. We were going to give her a couple of days, and in the meantime, we prepared for our attack. We needed weapons, and we needed a plan.
Tabayin is a fertile country in the north, but much more importantly these days, it borders the Perish land to the east.
How are things in Tabayin?
Gerald's expression changes. It's as if he's looking through you.
The Perish land is raging. It poisons the spirit, and those who become possessed by it...
Gerald looks at his hands, which he involuntarily forms into claws.
They no longer recognize you. Brothers, mothers, children. My brother-in-law. I had to...
With visible effort, he wrenches himself free of his terrible memories.
We can only hope that the Magi manage to build a new barrier soon.
You cannot bring yourself to quash the last hope he has.
The supplies and the grain, where are they?
Gerald glances at your companions.
The grain is mainly useless. There's only 4 or 5 usable sacks. We shared out the supplies and that'll keep us going for the next few weeks.
Alright, what should we choose? Hold on.
If you return the grain, Father Malin may temper justice with mercy.
Mercy?
Gerald spits at the floor.
Let my people starve so that the people in Seaton can live in affluence for another year? No, I won't let my family die. The grain and the supplies stay here.
Gerald braces himself, placing his right hand on his axe.
Okay. They are doing well. I'm not going to let people die, so I do want to get that steward in trouble who lied to his own people and lied to these people. He's a bad man. Here we go.
We should appease the people of Seaton. Give them back half their grain.
You raise your hand to nip Gerald's objection in the bud.
I'm of course talking about the rotten grain. You keep the good grain, we will receive at least part of our reward, and Morris will be forced to explain how his excellent grain could turn rotten so quickly.
Boindale stares at you. Then a grin slowly spreads across his face.
Ha! That's our scholar!
You see tired but happy faces all around you. The people breathe a collective sigh of relief.
We'll take half of the grain back in secret. Know this, good dwarf. Whenever you need help, we will stand by your side. We don't have much to offer you, but we can muster together a few strong arms for battle, and we have some outstanding archers.
You nod, and are happy to have made some new friends.
So long, my friend.
That worked out pretty well. We have more friends now. If we ever need help. Now, we've got to go get that firebell, then we can head back. Should be faster to... Yeah, it should be faster to go over here. Well, would it be?
The size of the fields and the farmsteads grow as you get closer to Valenciensis, the old border city in the north. The old city wall is much too small for the size of today's settlement. Everywhere little cottages, and even the odd magnificent estate, extend beyond the wall.
The house that Henson was talking about must be somewhere on the south wall. We need the bell if we're going to open the path through the mountains.
You try to gain access to the city, but the guards on the wall are unyielding. The Orc armies in the south and the movement of the Perish land has prompted the city council to lock Valenciensis up. You try not to show your disappointment, but Boindale looks at you curiously.
Is a house full of dusty books really that important, scholar? That's no place for a dwarf.
There are also books by dwarves and about dwarves in that archive. They've practically got everything that has ever been written. They've even got notes on the races of Girdlegard, singularities and oddities by M.A. Het.
A book about dwarves? That really can't be any good at all.
You follow the street to an estate on the south wall, which is surrounded by a fence. The paved path to the door is lined with hydrangea. You knock on the door gently, and after a while it is opened by a chubby man in expensive clothes. The man gives you a fleeting glance.
We don't want to buy anything.
He intends to close the door again without waiting for your answer.
Wait, I've been told you have a rare bell? Fire Eater.
The man pauses.
Fire Eater? How?
Before he can finish what he's saying, a red-haired woman pushes past him. She is also wearing expensive clothes and is heavily made up. After she gives him a stern look, the man disappears into the house. She scrutinizes you with greenish-blue eyes.
How do you know about that, Shorty?
A man called Henson.
Henson? The vagabond that broke into our house? Now he's sending groundlings to assassinate us and steal our belongings. What did he tell you? That we have gold, jewels?
No. Henson is our adversary. We want to snatch the bell away from under his nose.
The woman's eyes pierce through you. You manage with great effort to resist her gaze.
I'd like to get that ugly thing out of the house. All right then. I'll sell you the bell for 500 gold pieces.
That really is too expensive. Perhaps we can...
Before you know it, the door is slammed shut in your face. You go back to the rest of the group.
Doesn't look like it went too well. Maybe I should try my luck, Tangdil. I can be very persuasive.
Redario follows the hydrangea-lined path to the door in elegant strides. He knocks on the door energetically, and a little later the door is opened by a red-headed woman. When she sees Redario, her expression lightens. She opens the door fully and takes a tentative step forward.
What can I do for you? Are you a singer? An actor? Or a lute player?
The name is Rodario Fairmaid, gifted showman, mime and dramatist. At your service.
Redario elegantly pulls the hat from his head and bows before her.
Your wonderful hydrangeas really caught my attention. You have exquisite taste.
The woman's greenish-blue eyes sparkle at his charm, and Redario can't deny himself a smile, confident of victory.
Oh, you are a real charmer, Mr. Redario. I'm sure you flatter all the ladies like this, don't you?
Oh no, by no means, my love. I just can't avoid it when I see beauty such as yours.
Oh, don't play with my feelings, Mr. Redario. You probably haven't even noticed the color of my eyes.
She playfully turns her head away to hide her face.
Hold on now. I should have been paying more attention. Haha. Let's try that one.
Of course I paid attention to your beautiful grey-blue eyes.
I knew it was number one.
The woman raises her head, and her disappointment is mirrored in her greenish-blue eyes.
I think you better go now, Mr. Redario. Good day to you.
Without waiting for an answer, the woman disappears into the house and closes the door. Redario returns to the group, his shoulders sagging.
It wasn't my day, Tangdil. I'm afraid I ought not show my face here again.
Oh well, at least you tried.
You go back to the house and knock again. You wait and wait. Just as you are about to lose patience, the red-haired woman opens the door.
You again. Do you want to buy the bell after all? 500 gold coins, no more, no less.
500 gold coins. All right then.
The woman takes the pouch of gold from you with a broad grin and disappears through the door, which slams shut with a loud bang.
Hello?
Have you been duped? It dawns on you that you haven't yet seen the bell. The door opens again. The man of the house pushes out a wheelbarrow containing a large object inside a sack.
May Fire Eater bring you great pleasure.
The man dumps the bell on the floor with a muffled bong. He seems anything but happy that his wife has sold the bell.
Okay, well, we have it. I better go fight that orc horde. Yeah, I looked away for a brief moment, and I should have known better. But that is okay, we still got it. 500 gold coins lighter. But hey, we have food. We need to go fight that horde now. Right
The
here.
all too familiar stench of tallow and grease reaches your nose. You know what this means.
A big old battle. Who am I gonna bring in now? Huh. That's a good question. Not you. I do like the idea of your flamethrower. That appeals to me. Sting is pretty cool, but yeah. You'll join me. That would be 2 of you. You're gonna join me too. You're a great tank. Bowendahl, you do like your ability. Actually, Namora, I want you to join me too. And now we are ready. I've got to kill 50 enemies. I can do that. Let's pop into battle now. Hold on. You two do not need to be jumping off ahead. Oh. These things are here. Come, Bowendahl. Let's go kill a few fools. There's an ogre. I can put that ogre to sleep if I really wanted to. It's an option I have. Oh, we destroyed them. I forgot to equip that new item. I'll have to do that. That way my auto attacks are stronger.
Understood.
Okay, they got that orc. Good work. Let's all group up now. Kapow indeed. He's dancing all over. What a waste of energy. Pretty funny. Oh, it will. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Flamethrower. I don't want that right now. I do want to use my assassination ability on that ogre. On that ogre. Go over here and attack. Tungdil, you'll do your thing in a moment. Whoa. That was really good. Okay. I love that. We got rid of the ogre quickly. Beautiful. What a powerful ability. Hey, good Tungdil. You're not incredibly powerful, but hey. It's actually kind of interesting to have a main character who's not a cornerstone of the group. Okay, hold on. We're gonna throw that here right now. Put that ogre to sleep. We'll come over here and kill that ogre right now. Did I hit it? I don't think I did. Alright, hold on. Go after that orc. You're gonna use your attack. And you've got your own. Oh, you can't use it yet. Never mind. Okay, the flamethrower did work out. Cool. Oh, you got stunned? Jeez. Alright, hold on. Let's go over here. Namora.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Go after these archers. And your turn again. I'll have you help out in a little while. Hold on.
As good as done.
The light color of the map makes it very strange. It feels like a black and white film. It's like super high contrast or something maybe. I don't know. Very unique problem I'm having right now. Oh shoot, hold on. We gotta move her.
Good.
Doing a lot of damage. Those darn archers.
At once.
Okay, we can finish off what's over here. Come, Rodario. We'll have him go bomb these creatures right now. That way they can leave a group alone. Very effective. Very effective. Okay. Let's keep on moving. Let's go over here. Hello, Rodario. Good work. Again, another bomb. Over here. Oh yeah, you're way back there. Bring you forward. Okay, that move cannot be used for a long period of time, but that's okay. I understand. It's very powerful. If it was, it'd be way too easy to kill everything.
Understood.
Let's go finish up that archer.
I'm on it.
Okay, we only have 5 more. Well, 6 more, and then 5 more to kill after that.
But I'm going to have to do this. Too easy.
On my way. End it.
I definitely would change up the moveset of my character, Tungdil, if I could. Very powerful ability. Love it.
I'm on it.
Let's finish it all off now.
On my way.
Okay, got all of that. 1 more, and we're done. We got them all.
While the others take care of their wounds, you find a brown, well cared for leather bag. You are certain the bag hadn't belonged to an orc, and inside you actually find a decorated ox skull.
This will please Henson.
With this, you are a step closer to a way through the mountains, or a huge disappointment.
Yeah, no kidding. Good work, Bovrigor. More food and gold. All things that I need right now. Let's go over there now and help out.
The fishing village seems as busy as ever. Samuel, the fisherman, is working on his boat again and looks up as you approach.
Oh, back in Polbrook already? If you want to get over to the other side, I'll ferry you across for 10 provisions or 20 gold.
You give Samuel the gold, and after a long discussion with the dwarves in the group, you follow him onto the boat. The dwarves literally leap out of the boat as soon as you reach dry land.
We could have died. I hope it was worthwhile, Scholar.
Alright, off we go.
Your path leads you once again to the Minstrel Castle Tavern. The warm, familial glimmer from inside is, as ever, inviting. You enter the tavern again and sit at a free table. As usual, Boindil orders a round of ale, which is promptly brought over. You go to the bar where the landlady is working and sit on a stool. The landlady, a stout, middle-aged woman with long hair tied in a ponytail, looks up briefly but says nothing.
Do you have anything different? Not really. Yeah, I wanted to make a bit of gold from that figurine. I think we're good now.
You know, Bovrigor and Boindil.
Okay, let's go now. I don't want to leave you on a cliffhanger, so we'll go find out if it'll work or not.
The old ruins of Wackenstein appear before you.
Before we do that, hold on. We got to go back over here now that we have an answer to our issue. Then I want to grab some provisions from a nearby location if I can. That little village-looking location.
You enter Seaton and take a look round.
Let's go talk to him.
The priest is lost in thoughts.
We have found the thieves' hideout.
Really? That's welcome news.
With an encouraging nod, the priest of Palandil prompts you to continue.
We spoke to the people there. It was very revealing.
And?
The priest gives you the same look he otherwise uses to reprimand the villagers' minor sins.
They say they paid Morris to sell supplies and grain to them.
The priest wants to object.
He ripped them off. That would be an explanation as to why Tavia came back this morning, don't you think?
The cogs are turning inside the priest's head. His expression reveals that he doesn't like his own conclusions.
And what about the grain and the supplies?
Alright, hold on. Half of the grain. That way I can give him the bad grain.
The refugees must have been very hungry. They'd already eaten the supplies by the time we arrived at the camp. We were able to secure most of the sacks of grain. We'll take them to the storehouse.
The priest eyes you in silence, and you look back without batting an eyelid.
Very well. You have earned this, Mr. Dwarf.
The priest brings out a pouch. He thinks for a moment, and then pulls another smaller pouch from his robes and gives it you.
It is time that my congregation concentrates once more on the essentials in life. Togetherness and the compassion of the goddess.
He leaves you standing there without another word.
Yeah, that works there. Okay. That way that guy can be punished and we just move on back to Wackenstein. Oh, I meant to go to Swartbrook. I'm being forgetful today. It's okay, I'm running low on food. We need to go.
The old ruins of Wackenstein appear before you.
Let's go. We've got to make it happen in Wackenstein. Alright, we're here. Let's go have a chat with him. Didn't find his wife, unfortunately for him.
Henson, do you have a minute?
Have you found Helga?
Henson, I heard you tried to steal the bell.
What, steal? No, I wanted to borrow it. But I had less luck with that red-haired witch than you.
To begin the festival, we need the ox skull, the fire eater bell, and the vervain, right?
Exactly. Then we need to set the skull on fire, ring the bell, and burn the herbs. And then it happens.
You're quite sure you're wasting your time. A huge festival in the middle of nowhere. But you pin your hopes on there being a spark of truth in every story, and that somehow a path will open up through the mountains when you carry out the old ritual.
See you later, Henson.
Let me know if you see Helga.
How do I ring the bell? Like it just in general? Maybe. Anyway. Put the skull up here. I like how they actually show it rather than it just appearing. Makes me happy. Okay, now about that bell, how do I just... Is it like a general location I put it in, or... Do I... Hold on, where is it at? See, that's what I'm talking about. I can't just do things with it. I would imagine I've got to put it somewhere. Ah, up here, yeah. There we go, I didn't even see that location. There we are.
A bracket on which you can hang something. Must be for the bell that Henson mentioned. Fits like a glove.
Okay. Let's go try that part. Pretty sure I'm in the right order. I hope I am. Getting a lot of food to people. Let's check it out now.
Loud and powerful music follows the fog and the figures, crushing over your head in roaring waves. The force of the music clouds your senses, and it seems as if the statue of the blind guardian rises from his throne. You want to draw your companion's attention to it, but then you suddenly realize that you have a tankard of ale in your hand. You instinctively try it, and are happy to note that you haven't drunk such good ale since Ogre's death. The night becomes a colourful whirl of ale, music, dance and ecstasy. You can no longer remember why you're here or who you're celebrating with. For a few hours you forget what was and what is to come. You are completely in the here and now. You wake up the next morning. You're lying on your back and staring into a sky that is much too bright. You turn onto your side with difficulty and see your companions all around you, but no one else. The remains of a wild party. Campfires, tents, and ale tankards are still there, but the magic has gone. You stand up, muttering curses, and try to suppress the taste in your mouth and the pain in your head. To your great surprise, you see that the stony figure of the blind guardian has revealed a tunnel that leads into the rock of the mountain.
Okay, we did it. When we're back, we'll continue on with our journey. We had a crazy party. That worked out. We should hopefully make it. We'll probably run a... I mean, it's going to be close. Alright, well, don't forget to leave a like if you would like to see more. And sub to my channel. Check it all out. I hope that you've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it a lot, as you can probably tell. And as always, until then.